Operation status quo. Operation status quo. Prepare to engage. Operation status quo. Ready to engage. Operation status quo. Engaged. Engaged. How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? It is true. I am back for you. Me and you. What to do? Give me an Ayo. Ayo. How we doing out there today, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another fun-filled, action-packed episode of Operation Status Quo. Well, I guess we'll see how it turns out, how it plays out. I think I might have my chair just a little too close. I feel like I'm right up on you guys. There you go. Am I too close? Am I too close? Let me know. All right. Hey, welcome to Operation Status Quo. I am Pete Palma. I am your user-friendly host, broadcasting live from the comfy confines of my very own home, ladies and gentlemen. This is the place where we observe the status quo of life. We learn to flow with the status quo of life, and most importantly, we learn to create our own flow of quo, because that's the only way to go. So what are you doing out there today to create your own flow of quo? You know the deal. Let me know in the comments below. Please do. Let me know. What are you doing out there for real? I always say it, but what are you doing out there? Do you listen to anything I say? Are you trying and listening and understanding anything I say? What are you doing to create your own flow of quo? Because you very well know that if you're not living your own flow of quo, you are most certainly living someone else's flow, and that is a no. That's right, and we don't do that here on Operation Status Quo. So today is the 4th of June in the good year 2025, ladies and gentlemen, and today's program is entitled, The Solitude Dude. That's right, and you know what? I'm the Solitude Dude. Check this out. I'm the Solitude Dude. Yeah, Solitude. The Solitude Dude. The Solitude Dude, I did a post on my social media while I was driving, actually, I don't know, over the weekend at some point. And I was just having, the whole reason that post came to be was I wanted to go to the pool for my dipsy doodle, my little swim in the pool. I've been doing some videos of the pool, by the way. If you're not following me on social media, you're really missing out, I have to say, because as much as I despise the whole thing of social media, it's actually become a lot of fun, and I find it to be an amazing outlet of trying to share what I'm doing here on Operation Status Quo, as well as the music. Have you listened to the Happy Day album yet? Please stream it. It's available on all your favorite music streaming platforms, whatever the hell the kids are doing today. I'll send you a CD or a 45. I'll send it to you. Let me know in the comments below. I'll send you a CD if you don't have if you're not streaming music. All right. Seriously though. Let me take a step back. The social media stuff is great. So follow me on Instagram. It's pete.palma. Just look up Pete Palma on Facebook. You'll find me there. It's been fun making some of these videos and such. But anyway, while I was thinking, I made the video talking about being solitude, the importance of a certain portion of solitude in your life in a way, right, which I'm going to get to here in a moment. Oh, by the way, I can't believe I even forgot to say before we got started, we do have a special guest today, ladies and gentlemen, good friend of Operation Status Quo, Polly is going to be with us here a little bit later in the show, so please, stay with us. I forgot to say that in the beginning. I can't believe it. So, anyway, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? That's the way it goes. I was recording myself just kind of talking. I was realizing, because I wanted to go to the pool over the weekend. It was kind of raining, and I said to myself, well, it's not thundering or anything, so I'm going to get wet anyway, so I'm going to go for my little dipsy doodle, because I enjoy my dipsy doodles in the pool. It's just a funny way I say it, right? Anyway, to me anyway. To you, it might be over the top annoying, but to me, I enjoy it. So I'm driving over there, and I was thinking how beautiful it is, because I knew I was going to have the whole place to myself, and then it brought all these thoughts upon, which I kind of said in my Facebook post a little bit, but I wanted to expand. I think I messed up words, but I want to expand on that a little bit further, in the sense of really realizing the importance of solitude in a way. And again, I want to just start this by saying it doesn't mean like to be a loner and to pretend the world doesn't exist and you're not involved and shut everything off and you're too good for anything. I shouldn't be come from, because a lot of times with these type of thought processes, people take it to another level. Like when I talked about in that my Turn Off the Light Warriors episode with the spiritual bypassing and these people that think, because they're doing these certain levels of quote unquote spirituality that they think they're all high and mighty in a sense. But this is what I'm saying is I really want to try to nail it down simply here because I know I go off on crazy tangents and I'm always all over the place. But simply, I just want to kind of give the space to think of this in a way that we're never given space from the day we're born, right? You're born, you're thrown into the life, you're living with your family, you're off to school, you're off to college, you're off to your job, you're off to whatever as time goes on. And we never are taught from like day one of the importance of reflection, taking time to be alone, to know yourself well, instead of being under the influence of other people. That's really the crux of it, is that we don't realize when we're involved with other people that how much it affects what our decisions are and how we behave and what actions we take. If we're in a group or a community that's not fulfilling or in line, I should say, not to say fulfilling, but not in line with our particular vibration and frequency, then we're being led into that, we're being led into that frequency, which is not vibrating properly with ours, which causes a lot of dismay, quite honestly, in life. It's what's a shame to me about it is just, I just think that if everyone started from that point, if we all started from the space of solitude and this kind of just like the space, right? Then we would be able to bring other aspects into our life that are fulfilling and satisfying and meaningful in our day to day, as opposed to just trying to check off boxes and, fill in the dots, connect the dots. I don't know. I say, let's erase all the dots. Okay. Because truthfully, we are energy and vibration and frequency and such. And, we only have so much in a way to give. And if we're giving our energy out in all these capacities all the time to areas that are not in line with ours, then we're just kind of pulling ourselves apart. I never intended, I'm a very social person. I love being in groups of people. I love parties. I love gatherings. I really, really do. But it really was over a period of time that even just before COVID, really, that I wouldn't say I became isolated, but just the situations I was in were not leading me to happiness in a sense. And I just started to kind of retract a bit and go focus more inward. That's what led me to, becoming a yoga teacher and everything else. And through that time of doing that process and learning and being involved with that community, it kind of drove me, be involved with that community drove me even more to wanting to be by myself. Yeah, I hate to say it. No. I mean, not in a bad way. It's just that I realized that there wasn't any solace there either, because it was just, going back to the spiritual bypassing and these people that are gurus and think they, and the thing is, it's just, to me, I don't even know how to say it, because I'm so blessed to have this experience, and maybe everybody's personality is different. I'm an adventurous type of person. I don't mind to take risks and try things that are out of the box. I'm always looking for everything out of the box anyway. I don't like to be in the box. So other people have a hard time letting go of things that they find bring them comfort, even if those things are not really fulfilling in their life. If it makes them miserable, it's like, I guess better to know what do they say? Better to know the devil, I don't know, whatever. It's better to know the enemy or something, I don't know. The one you know than one you don't type thing, better to know the dysfunction that you know than the dysfunction that you may run into. You might be even worse. But I don't think so. I really don't. And that's why I'm saying this here today and why I'm talking about it, because again, I didn't intend to, but through the time, and as I did it more and more and kind of let go of things, and I did things in little ways, little things that I normally would have showed up for this particular type of event, even a family event, something I would have been normal that I just went to. I said, I'm not doing it this time. I don't know. I just gave it a try. I'm not doing it this time. I'm going to stay, I'm still alive, and I just stopped putting myself in situations that I knew I wasn't going to thrive in. And I wouldn't have gotten to this point. I'm speaking on it so highly because of the experience I've had since, COVID. And I say it a gazillion times. I mean, COVID was like a real lifesaver. I think for whether it be a nefarious purpose that they locked everyone down, or are there, higher, more positive beings at play that made everything shut down in the way it did, so that people can have an opportunity to take space to reflect and see what they want to do different in their life. I'm not speaking on that one way or the other. All I know is the situation itself brought about an opportunity for growth and change, whatever that means to each individual. For myself, as soon as it happened, and of course, the way I think and how I believe and what resonates with me, I knew the whole thing was BS from day one. So I decided I wasn't playing the mainstream game anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm not giving my life away to this system that is designed to keep us down, suppressed, and treat us like we're dopes, right? So, it didn't all happen that day, but that's what led to the whole process of me moving down here and leaving that stupid government job, right? And everything else. And I feel free. I can't express enough. And now that I've learned so much about myself over the time, and I've built this way of living, and I put myself first, your self-care, I'll tell all of you, your self-care is number one. You got to take care of yourself first. Do positive things, whatever it is. Everybody's different. Do positive things for your body, whether it be exercise, meditation, salt baths, a sauna, going for a walk, you're listening to nature, planting in the garden. I don't know, whatever it is for you. You have to take that time and that space to take care of yourself first, and always have that space, because once you're infiltrated with others, then you start to get things get convoluted, and you got to have a space to retreat. I shouldn't say retreat, but to go back to, at the end of the day. I understand people are married and have kids and they don't have a lot of time to be alone, but you got to figure it out. I don't care. You figure it out. If you go sit in the backyard, dig a hole in the backyard. That's like Dad's hole. Dad goes and sits in the hole, at 7:00 at night, and he's there for an hour and nobody bothers him, right? I don't know. Mom goes up in the attic, whatever you guys have to do to create space. And even the kids should have their space too, to reflect. Hey, son, I want you to sit down and reflect on who you are. I don't want to, Dad. I want to play. I said, you sit down, you little son of a bitch. Let's not make this happen now. Don't you argue with me about how I take care of my kids. I don't want to hear it. No, get out of here. Oh, stop your crying. It's always the crying, isn't it? All right, so that's just kind of the thought. I'm saying I think it's a beautiful thing, and I think we're never taught it, and I think people feel that they are being selfish by doing that. But the truth is you're helping people by doing that, because the more you know yourself, the better you know yourself, the more you put yourself in a situation of being able to maintain a positive way of life and a positive thought process and a positive giving back to others. Then we're all building and helping, as opposed to all running around just trying to fit the needs of others, as what I'm saying. And a lot of times, there's a lot of pressure on people to do that. It's not like it's all easy. I'm just saying, I realize, and I'm trying to offer it to you, and you take it for whatever it means to you, to give yourself space to really reflect and let it come to you. You got to give it time. Like, it's not like you just go sit there and go, okay, who am I? You got to really give it time. You got to really work on it. You got to do it like all the time. You have to be mindful of how many years have I been talking about responsibility of your thoughts, and your actions and all that type of stuff, reverence for life itself and for whatever is going on in your life, the realization that this world is a dream. You are a soul that chose your path. You're part of a totality for a oneness that we can't totally understand from this perspective. So there's responsibility in that. So, take that responsibility, give it to yourself. It's a great gift. It's a great gift. And I just think, in the state that the world is in today, you see how it is. People are running around like with their heads chopped off, right? They don't know what the hell's going on. So, I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel about that. Let's see if I missed anything I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I'll just mention this too. Others, you can't leave it to others, because other people, even if they want to resonate higher sometimes, and this is not that people are bad. This is just going back to the same thing I just said about the totality, and every soul has its path and its life, and it's, the energies are there. It's all how we interplay with them and what we decide to tune into. But there are others that don't want to see people thrive, in a sense, because it puts them in a place of of reflection and responsibility for themselves. It's easier to say, no, and you keep somebody down. If somebody's trying to rise up and do more, and this person doesn't want to do that, but you're intertwined with this person, whether it be a family member, a relationship, a job, I don't know, whatever it is, but you're intertwined with that, it's just going to keep dragging you back down because it doesn't want you to thrive and grow, because then where's this person has to question themselves, or this entity or this whatever has to question itself. So, I don't know. It's just, again, I don't know how to say, because I see our world, everybody's so enmeshed with each other. I don't know. Just for me, I feel like outside of everything. I just always feel like outside looking in and just kind of observing. I kind of feel like let's see what's going on with this life today. This is what society's doing, huh? All right. Well, let me just, all right, but I can proceed this way, and you kind of find because it is all just a manifestation and a creation. So it's not bad. It's just really, it's how much power you have to choose and be and resonate and enjoy this life while you're here. So I don't know. That's what I think today. I'm the Solitude. Let me do it one more time. I'm the Solitude Dude. Where's my applause? I can't even see. Is that the wrong one? I'm the Solitude. I can't see. I'm the Solitude Dude. Yeah, he's the Solitude Dude. Solitude, dude. Should I write a song about that? I'll put it on the next album. By the way, I found these glasses when I was at the beach. I was at the beach a couple weeks ago, and these glasses were buried in the sand, and I dug them up and cleaned them off a little bit and thought they'd be good for a prop here and there, which they were. And while I'm speaking of that, as another prop, we got this new shaker here. I'm going to get the harmonica for this. I want to thank my buddy Randall. Randall came out to the open mic. I was hosting the open mic at the Bootleggers Brewing Company last week, and new friend Randall, he came out and did a great job performing, and he gave me this shaker. So thank you, Randall. I appreciate it. By the way, let me blow the whistle. So I haven't done that in a while. I just saw my whistle, my poor whistle. All right. Okay. So we're going to move on. Oh, before we do, one last little thing. I don't know. I shouldn't even talk. I wasn't going to talk about this, but I'm just going to say it real quick because I feel like I have to correct myself. It's been a while since I did a Toast to Drost update. I've kind of, let it go with Mark. It's like, it was just too much. But the last time I reflected on it and did a Toast to Drost update, I had mentioned that, he wasn't posting any of the crazy stuff he was posting. But it wasn't until a little bit after that I realized that he actually went back and deleted all his posts that he was saying, which I guess is a good thing because he was talking about, the possible elimination of a possible person that happens to run this country. So, maybe he felt it was a good idea not to kind of post those type of things, revolution and everything else. He was trying to organize, people to get together and fight back while he's in another country. It's a whole thing. But, you can go back and watch my old Toast to Drost episodes. You can find out about Mark and all that. But I just wanted to point out that I thought Mark had taken the high road in a sense, but no, really, he just deleted all his stuff that, was negative, and he should have put another post to say, this is why I said what I said, blah blah blah, instead of like deleting everything and then going back. Now all of a sudden, like, you're just a normal person, like, even though you were calling for heads to roll, so to speak. All right, so I give Mark credit for going back, for not, but I also got to point it out that he's still a little bit of a wuss. Come on, Mark, if you believe it, say it. I say what I believe. I don't even know if I believe it. Oh, man. All right. Okay. All right. We got our friend Polly coming up. We're going to step away for a quick second. We have a word from our sponsor, ladies and gentlemen. We have a sponsor this week. Very happy to share Uncle Huck's Cattle College with you here today on Operation Status Quo. We got Polly live on the line right after this.
There's nothing more satisfying than a life tending cattle. Hi, I'm Uncle Huck, and I'm here to help you reach that very dream. Down at Uncle Huck's Cattle College, we'll show you all you need to know to be part of the herd. Some of my classes include Know Your Beef, Minor Millions, Others for You, and our friend, Mr. Anthrax. I'll even show you how to make those late night excursions to the bar more enjoyable for you and your livestock. Uncle Huck's Cattle College has it all. Call today, 1-800-RED-MEAT. Act now and get a steak dinner absolutely free. Uncle Huck's Cattle College, where it's divine to be bovine.
All right, gotta turn the microphone on. Actually, we're probably better off with the microphone off. Uncle Huck's Cattle College, a proud supporter of Operation Status Quo. So get down there. I hear they have some fantastic classes. Uncle Huck is always working hard to make sure his students know how to steer the rear. All right, let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. We have Polly on the line. Polly's a good friend of Operation Status Quo. We haven't talked to her in so long, and we appreciate that she's joining us via the satellite. That's right, the official Operation Status Quo connected to Starlink satellite. So we're going to Polly. Polly, are you there? Polly, can you hear me?
Hello? Oh, yes, I'm here, Peter. Hello. How are you? Thanks for having me on your show today.
Oh, Polly, let me give you a round of applause. It's so nice to see you. Well, I see you, but it's definitely nice to hear you. How's everything going for you? How you been?
Hello. Well, quite honestly, I've been, I've always been, I'm Paulie. I've been the same I've always been. I'm, kind of your show, quite honestly, I've been sitting on the line waiting to get on with you, and your show kind of made me a little bit down today, because I do spend a lot of time alone. Actually, I'm always alone. People don't seem to want to be with me, mostly because I am not the most of attractive woman with my hairy back and my hairy armpits and, just my hair, my straggly hair and the lazy eye, just a lot of things sometimes. People don't know if I'm looking at them. They don't know which eye to look at me. So I think it confuses them, and I don't know, you talk about solitude and being alone, and I feel horrible. I feel sad all the time. I don't know how you can find happiness in your loneliness.
Oh, well, Polly, hold on. First of all, I'm not lonely, and I don't think you should be lonely either. You shouldn't put it that way. Just because you're not around a lot of people doesn't mean that you're lonely. You're a beautiful spirit inside. I know, we talk, I understand, your looks might not be, but that has nothing to do with it. I haven't seen you in a long time, Polly, so you might look, beautiful. You're always saying that stuff about yourself, and I really don't think you should. I think it's important for you to, believe in yourself and utilize the little bits of solitude you have in your life to maybe, teach you something about how you can grow as a person and maybe feel, better about yourself.
Yeah, that would be such a nice thing, wouldn't it? Just to have a day where I get up in the morning and I look at myself in the mirror and I don't go, oh, God, what is that? I look in the mirror and I go, oh, look, it's me. It's Paulie, a beautiful spirit God sent from heaven. A beautiful spirit that God sent from heaven that no man would ever want to touch. That no man would ever want to hold. That no man would ever want to call his own.
Oh, Polly, now stop it. See how you always go down that negative path? You got to stay positive. You have to believe positive to be positive. Otherwise, right? Otherwise you're just going to keep perpetuating the same thoughts that you're saying. Like, come on, tell me something good about yourself, Polly. Let's start. Let's try. This is what we do here on Operation Status Quo. We want to encourage people to be their best selves. We want you to find the true love and strength that's inside yourself. So tell me something good about yourself, Polly. Go ahead.
Well, something good about myself then. Well, I can go to the party on my own. I don't need anybody to help me with that. I'm pretty good at puzzles. I could put a puzzle together, sometimes up to 200-piece puzzle. I can get that done in 3-4 days. So, I'm pretty good with that. Oh, God, you're making me feel worse. Why are you doing this to me?
No, Polly, now stop it. That's it. I'm gonna leave it go. You know, the Polly. I'm not gonna do this again. Now, we come on this show. It's about positive thinking and positive feeling. Am I not your friend? Do I not let you come on here and you can say whatever you want, share whatever you want? Now, I mean, I'm giving you a forum to be open. That you put yourself out there in a positive way, and you know, instead of putting yourself down so much.
You know, it's almost like it makes sense, but, you know, how can it make sense when I believe otherwise? And that's really the whole gist of it all, isn't it then? So, but I want to thank you for trying to lift my spirits. I really appreciate it. Honestly, as I get older, I wish someone would lift my boobs a little bit because they're starting to sink down towards my knees, which is also not going to help for maybe one day a man looking at me with some sort of affection and attraction. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. I appreciate you trying to be positive, but I think I'm just going to go now. I want to go take all the mirrors down in my house after talking about that. I don't even want to see myself for the rest of the week. But I'll be back. I'll come back. I'm going to think about what you said, and I'm going to see if I could be just a little more positive in the future, okay? So, thank you, Pete. I appreciate it. I'm going to go now. So, bye-bye.
All right. Bye, Polly. I want you to do that now. You don't take those mirrors down. You look in those mirrors and you say, I love me. I'm Polly, and I love me. Poor Polly. Hey-o. I was wondering how that was going to turn out. Polly's always been a little bit of a self-doubter. So, anyway, all right, you know, but we appreciate having her on the show. It's always a pleasure to have people here on the show. Before we go today, ladies and gentlemen, I have one more thing. We're actually going to look into Solitude just a little bit more and talk about some of the benefits, because, you know, we were talking about Polly thinks it's negative, right, because she's all alone and she sees it as being ostracized or, you know, being a castaway in a sense, but I don't see it that way. I see it as an opportunity for learning and growth. So let's go through just a couple tidbits here that I had found online that are positives of solitude. So see how solitude can work in your life to create a better life for you. Solitude offers stress reduction. Well, of course it does, because you're not surrounded by a bunch of dopes that are making you crazy all day. See, I kind of said that. It doesn't say that exactly here, but it does say it provides a break from constant stimulation. Stimulation from the mainstream world full of dopes. Okay? Enhance creativity. I will say that once you get in there and you're in your mind, I mean, I'm a creative person anyway, so, you know, thoughts are always kind of popping, but then you see more ideas because you're not being muddled down. You're not being muddled down by miserable that are just following the mainstream world because they can't think outside the box and they don't even know who they are, right? So you'll have extra creativity. Improved emotional regulation. So I think my emotions seem pretty regulated, don't they, when you watch this show? I mean, hey, it's like a rocket ship and then a crash, and then a rocket ship and then a crash. That's emotional regulation. Hopefully it can regulate your bowels also if you have any problems with that. Stronger relationships. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, stronger relationships, because when you know yourself and you provide yourself with the space to be the real you, then you're going to attract other people who are also the real them, and then you and them and they become a we, and you can get together and it's a blissful time. Personal growth. Yes, solitude provides an opportunity for self-reflection, learning, and personal growth. Oh my God, who wants to do that? That means I have to take responsibility for myself and my actions. Right? So solitude provides that space. Increased productivity. Well, how true is that when you're not being bothered by a bunch of jackasses telling you to do a bunch of shit that you're not in the mood to do or even care to do? Then you can get a lot more of what you want to actually get done accomplished, ladies and gentlemen. So increased productivity, and not only increased productivity, but increased productivity in the projects that you want to produce. And finally, we have a better spiritual connection, which goes without even saying, even though I said it, but a strong spiritual connection is what it brings you, ladies and gentlemen, because obviously you're not being infiltrated with nonsense and you're able to have space to be with your space. And that's what creates the space to make the space to be the space that you want it to be. There we go. I just crashed. I just crashed. No, but seriously, obviously you're connected to source when you're giving yourself that space, so you get a lot more messages and you really see how spirit and universe or God or whatever words you want to use is working in your life and how it's all part of a divine plan. So that's the messages we have here for you today on Operation Status Quo. Operation Status Quo. Operation Status Quo. Operation Status Quo is the place you gotta go. Yeah. Give my bell. Just bang everything. Yeah, bang the camera. Yeah. I won't bang the camera. All right. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to be with me here today on Operation Status Quo. If you haven't done so already, please take the time to like, subscribe, share, send this out to your friends, your family, those you love, and of course, those you despise as well. I love each and every one of you out there individually as well as a group. God bless. Until next time, don't forget to check out pete.palma.com. Operation Status Quo. Disengaged.
Is a boulevard of 10 short blocks.